Jesus. All right. Well, keeping in mind that it is a Saturday morning and I'm running on 2 or 3 hours of sleep, we'll see if anything can be gotten done. Most likely, I'd say nah, but it doesn't hurt to try. So, in 6 days of editing, we have had like rewritten 2 or 3 chapters. We write 2 chapters what if it's takes 2 days to rewrite every chapter in the book. I will be doing this. Let's see. Yeah, let's see. I will be doing this until September. No, that's not how math works. What is 200 days from today? It will be December 20th. That's not too bad, actually. Fuck, man. If I just kept a pace of every day, I got 2 chapters done on my rewrite. I'll be done by December. I didn't realize I had that much time left in the year. Holy shit. Life is good. Shout outs to the Good Earth. Took like a nice walk this morning. Said hello to my neighbors. Could not find the. I figured out which house is the constant music house, and so now, and then I figured out how to get into their yard. But let me see. Yeah, that character is weird. Whoever FaZe is in the chat. Mm, mm, mm. Ah, let's see here. 200 days from today's date. Let's see. December 12th, 2023. So I could be like moving into this. I wonder what's going to happen by December. Let me see. I guess we'll find out there. All right, let's go back. Snap back to reality. There goes gravity. All right. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to actually work in my Hadriate graffiti that I had these many years. Wanted to get in there. Oh, what's up, Milkness? I'm not allowed to have scabetti. Actually, like exceeded my calorie limit yesterday. I ate a bunch of nuts. Take that however you want. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I've been polishing off the other bottle of red I had lurking in the house for ages. Oh Lord, I'm gonna be like a broken record, but don't drink alone. Good God. Uh, I'm gonna turn into like a real chat dad, chastising everybody. Lord knows I've drunk enough alone in my life. I can't even really say that, but I would dearly love to be myself polishing off a bottle of red wine. Though, yeah, I'm not allowed at the moment. So I did that whole month long no drinking thing. I got what do I got on this? I have 4 days left on it, and I'm pretty sure I can. I barely drink. I've had this bottle for about 6 months. I hear you. I actually have whiskey around my house that I haven't drunk for months and months, which is crazy. I didn't used to be able to do that. I would drink that shit up in a second. Um, I think the average lifespan of a bottle of whiskey in my house is like a week. This is good, you know. Fucking rye is amazing. But nowadays, things seem to last a little bit longer. I'll tell you what the main motivator is just I want to be able to write when I wake up in the morning, and if I'm got like a banging hangover, I'll just be like, etc. I could go on, but I won't. The motorbike. Uh, Let me see the motorbike noises I was doing on LRH this morning. Yeah, when he called back and I did it again. Oh God. You just imagine his face like, who is this man child? What is he doing? Oh God. Yeah, we had a few. The best moments from last night were that me trying to convince Angie to fucking uh, feed her cat until it was 60 pounds. God, that'd be so fat. So there's that one there, and the idea, which I'm actually trying to develop into a short story. So we had an idea last night for a like a true crime style piece where it was about an elevator where somebody had rigged up an industrial X-ray machine to be in the elevator shaft. And so I did a bunch of research this morning on what it would take to actually do that. Yeah, Angie called in, and Logic called in, and Kuntz called in, and who else called in? Shit Poster called in, and then he got mad at me because I didn't play his song request in its entirety, even though it was 12 minutes long. And then Meep called in and got mad I didn't play his song request in the entirety, even though it was 9 minutes long. Um, yeah, I despise song requests on that show. By the way, occasionally they're good, but more often than not, it's just something I have to do at the end of the show. But it is putting food on the table, so I'll never stop doing it. But I definitely aspire to do a show where it's just like it's my radio show again, and I just pick all the music. What we've Shit posters. Oh yeah, he was so happy, and then he got very drunk, and then he got upset that his song was not played in its entirety. So we're gonna start the show with that self same song next week. As I offered to fucking refund his money, he was so upset, but whatever. Yeah, he just got emotional because he was tore up. But fuck, man, it takes you 6 years to get through school. I would be emotional too. So yeah, he's definitely looking to move forward to moving out of his parents' home and starting a life. So good for that guy. Um, Even if his degree is in computer science. Jesus. I by the way, I never hire people with those degrees, and I never ever ever. I just hire people that fucking work at Walmart and Best Buy and stuff like that, fixing stuff there. Those people know what they're doing. Somebody with a degree. Um, oh yeah, honestly, like I think I've had some really good song requests from you specifically. I like that one band, and usually like there are hot women in the videos too. So I'm just like watching on the screen, like yeah, leering. That one Australian band where they played on the dock. I remember that one a lot. That band was fucking dope. I can't remember who they were. Um, but yeah, usually they're decent song requests. That helps a lot. Like if the song request is decent, and it's like a new band where I haven't really played them a bunch of times before, it's dope. And now I'm starting to like that Hank Trill shit, even though people have played it. Oh, hello, Phoebe. Yeah, what's going on? We're gonna let's see, let's see. Yeah, it literally just wore down. And the other part of it too was just how many songs these guys put out on that one gimmick, and they continued to improve and innovate. But it's ridiculous how many times they did this. It's like I remember when I was in school, we had like there was like a picture of Bart Simpson, and like all of us would trace this one picture and like draw him in different costumes, like fucking Batman and robot and a horse and shit like that, and we would just trace the same thing over and over and over again. Um, and in the GNAA days, like we had Penis Bird, which is like an ASCII image of a bird sitting on a guy's dick, and just from that one template, they would just make so much stuff. There must be 1,000 different ASCII penis birds that you can scroll, and it just all came off of that one template. There's something about just having like the template of characters from that are well established from there, where it's just giving these guys like so much room to make their stupid like trill rap. But I digress. All right, let me see. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we go plus M, and then let's see, KMOS. All right, so let me see. Let's see. Let me see. Shame we can't put those really persistent death threat fuckwits against. I mean, it's just part of life, you know. So if you get back out and start like dating again, I want to say there's like 1 in 20 men is that way, and it's like 1 in 40 women. Um, maybe it's less than that. Maybe it's more like 1 in 100 men and 1 in 200 women, right? But they just have that thing where they like latch on to somebody and their brain can't turn off, right? And because I interface with thousands of people on IRC, like I just you're bound to meet like a bunch of these people, and I don't know what it is. It might just be because I have the show, um, or it might be that they're like drawn to the social scene that I've created because they can recognize that something's there, right? And they want that thing, and they recognize that I have something that they do not have, and they want that thing. But then when they try to interface with it, it's like they don't fit into the slots. They don't have the parts of them that would allow them to fit within that dynamic. They're just too creaky. It's like they're made out of a kind of brittle steel where they can't work in like a machine of a society. They just snap, right? And the chunks of them get into other people and set off other people. It's just they're a shard in the spokes, so to say. And it's just they're always going to be there. And part of running any kind of community is identifying those types of people and kind of gently nudging them away. Feeling a little too seen right now. I mean, I've been that person a bunch of different times. The whole first half of my life, at least, was just being that person who like didn't fit into any particular machine and had to kind of make my own way. And it's only later, what it really is an excessive focus on the self and not enough of an ability to like recognize that everybody involved in something like is getting something out of it. Like it's just you don't understand how the transaction works for a lot of people, or you're unwilling or whatever. I mean, this is the root of like all narcissism is just like an exaggerated focus on the self, the idea that you are the main character of the earth and so forth. Everybody has a little of that happening in them, but mostly people can at least pretend to care about other people. And like the people that we're talking about, they can't even pretend. They don't have that ability. And it's made them horrific outcasts. Like Cholby, for instance, is destitute and a drunk. QPT is living on permanent disability and a drug addict. Let me see. Dab Guy is will always be miserable. Who else is Thread? Just completely fucking miserable. I mean, it's just we're social animals at the end of it. It's the idea that either some people can make it in like total isolation and hermitude. They can just chill and do their own thing, and some people are just can't. And like the ones that you see trying to make it into communities, they don't have the thing that lets them fit into those communities, but at the same time, they know that they need it in their life to be happy. So for a long time on the internet, we had a channel where we took all of these people and we put them in one place, and people who delighted in tormenting them were in that place. And that was a channel called Pound Stress. So whenever we found somebody who was too crazy to fit into the other channels, we'd be like, oh yeah, come to Stress or whatever. And it was like a zoo of these personalities. You have people like MTW and Effie and me, and it was run by Whispers, who was like this very domineering type woman who just used to have people. And this is interesting because I'm about to write a scene about a similar type woman. She just had these people like wrapped around her finger and like doting on every word. I still do it, but it's not what it used to be. That machine is broken. The function of it used to be was that there was a woman and a transgender woman in that channel who just delighted in fucking with people and setting them against each other and giving them a sense of fitting into the social scene, but they would be fighting all the time. And they couldn't realize that Whispers, who was the chatter, who was the genius at manipulating them, was just setting up these rivalries between them in a way that maybe I should try that, just setting up rivalries between the different stalker types, right? Because the thing is, I don't want to put time and attention into them, and then they just have to act out in their like destructive behavior, like sending threats and like reporting to YouTube and stuff like that. But if I turn them against each other, which is very easy to do, because they see other people doing that more as their peers. Then they see the social group as not their peers, but like a target, and it's the peers that can really like hurt their feelings or get them riled up or so forth. That's an interesting concept right there. But anyhow, like so, Stress in its heyday was really like an amazing thing to see, and it was Whispers and Sloth really made that channel amazing. and it just ran for like a number of years. A lot of the crazy, weird rivalries that you'll see on the show today, they started off as something that was happening in Pound Stress, and that period was probably about 7 or 8 years, and then Whispers had children, and then like couldn't she had to resort to manipulating her own children instead of just random people on the internet. But they were very much like people who only come really alive when there's drama, right? Like they're day to day, they're not happy, but when shit starts going down, it's like, oh shit, did you see what she said or whatever? Then they're really alive. There has to be a purpose. I'm glad I didn't fall into that place in time. It was intensely destructive for everybody that was there. Um, yeah, what we need to the problem is like now LRH is like a good community to actually be a part of, but we lose some of the crazy town fun that we used to have there. So I need to make a splinter group where I can, and I don't know if I can reactivate stress to be what it was, because that was really the strength of Whisper's personality right there. But yeah, we need like to zoo these motherfuckers and set them against each other, and it would be a service to all of FNet. I think I can pull it off. Maybe I need a component of a personality that is not me, or I need to create this thing using an alt. Um, Anyhow, good morning, Jira. Yeah, happy Memorial Day weekend to everybody. Nobody do any of that. Thank you for your service bullshit. I barely served and was more of a detriment to the forces. Like I never fought. But do holler at Logic and Kogo and all the people that actually went and shot brown people for no reason. Man, I wonder if Logic ever had to. I mean, he was a gunner. Shit. You don't really think about that because he's like such a nice dude or whatever. But he was a gunner and he did several tours. The number of people that Logic just like blew into fucking bloody rhythms. Bloody ribbons. He shot a lot of fucking people. He shot so that and it doesn't like really I wonder like to what degree that informs his character. I don't know. Yeah, I like Logic. So Logic was the winner of the Bam Zeros thing. He just really resonated with the story and had a lot of good things. You saw somebody ask Logic how many people he killed in the military. I'm sure he couldn't give you an only 6 or 7. All right, fuck, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. Yeah, he would definitely be seeing their faces for a number of years and stuff. Whew. But he's a pretty happy-go-lucky dude. Jared calls him a noob. That's so stupid. Hmm. 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 I have 2 night shifts to work, a month off work to debauch and fatten and foam. Yeah, remember what I was like suggesting? Like, why don't you consider spending like a month in Auckland or something? Somewhere where you can like, if you have the money, you might consider just like subletting an apartment for a month and just being on your own in the city, man. Like, you would have a blast. Yeah, that could really be like the like winter break that really just sets you off there. Let's back roadway. Yeah, there's no real road name that starts with N. I used to live in the city of Christchurch. Yeah. Yeah, like wait, on your own? Oh lord. Oh, so did you live on your own and then wind up going back home at some point? Or was that with a family or whatever? I just think it'd do you some good to get some like time and distance from your routine and meet some new people and put yourself out there. You don't have to, but I think it would be good for you from a distance. Yeah, get off the South Island too. It's gonna sink. The other spots, like if you got a whole month, consider going to Singapore. It should be amazing to spend a month in Singapore. It's quite expensive, but you know, moved out of home. Used to live on my own and in a flat with others. Oh yeah, it's crazy. Having flatmates fucking sucks. I don't know why flatmates are so much worse than roommates, but they definitely are. Something about rooming up with British people. Hate it. Yeah, you could go to Japan for a month. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, shit. I wish I had a month off. I would do. I think I would try to go to Guatemala for a month and just hang out in Antigua and bone up on my Spanish. Maybe I go to Costa Rica. I've been meaning to go there for a long time. At some point, I have to go to Japan, and then I think I signed up to go to Paris later this year. Oof, oof. So yeah, you'll. All right, let's see. I don't like Netter's Path. All right, anyhow. Yeah, I never get anything done on Saturday mornings. Guatemala sucks ass. Never go there. I've been there. Go to a white country instead. I actually really enjoyed Guatemala. Like I met a lot of amazing people. The food is terrible. It really is, and people are like desperately poor, and there are like armed guards in front of bodegas, like dudes just chilling out with rifles because it's so fucking crazy. And I'm sure that it's gotten worse over time. But there's a lot of good there, and like a lot of the country is beautiful, and a lot of the people are really chill and happy in spite of their conditions. I had a great time there. Met a lot of cool people. I would go back. Honduras looked even worse from what little I saw of it, but it's just like not all the world has to be a big suburb. And I'm not spectacularly impressed with the so-called white countries that I've been to. Seeing a teenager with an SMG standing in the McDonald's parking lot, same. Pizza Hut is a big deal in Latin America, and if you go to Pizza Hut, there are like a couple of dudes fucking sitting there with like BMGs and shit like that, just the biggest gun that they can lay hands on, just in case the banditos come. I definitely had like a bunch of people try to rob me there. Uh, like I wouldn't agree with. Well, isn't supposedly everybody a beautiful soul, and they just like their life is finding their way towards that divine part of themselves and overcoming their bestial nature. Like everybody's got the supposedly the divine spark, but man, some people it's fucking flickering pretty hardcore. You know what I mean? Know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. actually see that in a few. Yeah, man, some people are real fucking damaged. Um, and like the damaged people like occupy so much more of our time and like mental energy. It's easy to forget that like all the good people in your life are the ones that aren't throwing up sparks and complaining and stuff like that. They're just doing what they're supposed to do. You know, they just saying their thing and they're just solid, right? And it's very tempting to get distracted by like the people who are beset with all kinds of problems and crazy shit swirling around nonstop because it's entertaining. But at the end of the day, like, um, like if you forget about the people who have their shit together, like the only people around you will be crazy as fuck. So I'm thinking on that a little bit, just like thinking about how much time I put into interfacing with like wackos all the time, you know, all that time could be spent with people who are actually good at what they do, who are functional. So something to think about. Oh, beautiful ones who have caught. Oh yeah, there are definitely like a lot of interesting people where they live really fucked up lives and they will never have their shit together, but they're fun anyway. What do we got there? Let me see. Oh, it's Miss Hilder 90. It's been a little hot second there. I don't. I have never seen Brongulus cause any trouble whatsoever, to tell you the truth. So, if his self perception is that he is like a highly problematic individual, there must be some crazy deep seated sin happening there. But I'm sure it will come out in due time. Whatever it is, like so, a lot of these people are going to come to LRH Con, and we're going to get like an in depth look and just how crazy they really are. And hopefully nobody winds up going to jail. Speaking of which, I really need to book that venue. Should work on that this weekend. I booked a lot of other venues that I'm going to be doing stuff at later this year. So now he's a not math chatter. Yeah, I just shut myself up and lock away from the world as hard as I can. I feel that. I've been doing that since the pandemic. You know what? I really did that more. I was always relatively lonely, but I had like a very long relationship end, and for about won't fit under your microscope. I mean, shit, it's not a microscope if I'm in the thick of it too. A lot of people are just coming out of prurient curiosity to see what I'm really like in IRL, and the much more awkward than anybody could ever dare dream. But I have run conventions before, so I know how to make them fun for people. So let me see. Are not most awkward authors a bit awkward compared to the general population? I would say that their tendency towards introversion is stronger, but there's also a significant social component of people who have latched on and they are very extroverted, right? And those people tend to be much more successful also because like the stock for authors is like that kind of introversion. And in terms of like actually making a living at writing, extroversion is a huge asset. A lot of writing is like very at like a major house level is very social and has a lot to do with like going to conventions and hanging out with publishers and agents and stuff like that and just seeing everybody, right? Like like the female George Costanza. Oh, I'm well aware. Costanza was actually not written as like the most awkward character. His big thing was that he just had no moral compass. He would do things that were unacceptable all the time. But he held jobs and got like a number of women. George Costanza is a character on Seinfeld. It is a sitcom that a lot of young people patterned their social compasses on. Oh, I think I've probably seen every episode at some point, but not multiple times, the way that I have that trial or The Simpsons or whatever. Oh, I thought I was coming across as super smooth and law cool in alerts. See who says that women can't be funny? Oh fuck, I'm gonna get in trouble early in the morning. That's honestly like I like introverted people in general. Those are the people that I like to hang out with the most. But in your group of introverted people, you have to have like one person who can take the people who are like and like sew them together, and like each of those people needs somebody in the group who can be like, "Oh, I heard you were doing that thing," or whatever, and then they like pipe up and light up and can talk about their thing or whatever. You need, all these types of people need other types of people. Like where like you just have like this accumulation of one type, the group will tear itself apart. It's missing like the spark plug to bring people together. No, 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 I'm not in any way, shape, or form. Like I'm not Weaver in LRH, but like it's not. It's different. Like LRH is missing some of the components that would make it like healthy and thriving and growing, right? Because I don't have those people. Um, and it might be that those people would take control of the whole thing and then run with it because they're more fun than me. So that might be what's keeping it from growing. Let me see. Makes you come more out of my shell. Yeah, there's that, and then there's wine. Those are the two things that like really pull people out of their malaise. God, wine is so good at like getting people. I don't know what it is. People have said that there's no difference between like the functional effect of what alcohol you drink, but it really feels like there's a big difference between like having some wine with people and like just having beer with them or drinking liquor with them or whatever. All the like really cool conversations seem to come out of a bottle of wine, and all the dumb shit seems to come out of like way too much liquor or just pounding beer all day and then you get angry. Um, let me see. This is like a weird velocity towards drunks too, where they start off like a lot of them start off really happy, and then like the bitterness creeps in over time as they're no longer getting whatever they used to be able to get out of it. It's a funny process, but also let me see. All right, did we? Oh, I was right. That did happen. We were able to get rid of Cholby just by going M for a little while, and then he just got bored and wandered off. Nice. Ba, 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 ba. It's too much. It wasn't paint. Who all is coming to the convention? I'm going to try to keep it very small for the most part. I think it will be Angie, Logic, me, um, maybe Zartet. I don't know if probably Kakama, probably Eraser. So that's up to six. Who else is potentially going to come? A few people have expressed that they might come. Like Jigsaw wants to drive down from Canada, which would be hilarious. I would hang out with Jigsaw. So Jigsaw, we're almost to like the cap of how many people that I want to have into it. I've invited Stratum, but it may be too much for him there. So Stratum has a potential. Let's see. Hold on. Let me look through the list of LRH. I'm going to invite Wheaton Kid and Demogorgo. Wheaton Kid would come with somebody if he came, but I don't know if either of them would make it out. They would both have a really good time, I think. Let me see. Probably I'm gonna ask Eraser, but he won't show up because he's who it is. I'm gonna invite Ralph. Spoke probably can't make it, but let me see. I'm just looking through all the people I like are invited, like Agatha and B Rex and Rabborn was talking about driving up, but I don't know if he'll make it. I don't know. I'd love to like fly EFS enable or Dwayne out, but I think in both cases it would be more destructive to them than good for them. Uh, let's see. I'll invite Funk Power, but I think he's about to get married, so he's probably not going to have time for that. It'll be not too far from like G and DeLorean, but I don't think either of them would come. Let's see who else. I'm just looking through the user list. Meep Sheep can't come. He'll be although he's good to have at like parties and stuff. He's a fun dude. Um, he would have a good time. Let's see. I would guess probably like in total about 10 people will come through. I'd love it if like Pokri or Cosby X showed up, but it's been so long. But Pokri lives in New York somewhere, I think. But he's got like a whole family and everything there. A few people have expressed that they might want to camp and so forth. I bet Tulpa would have a good time if he could come through. But I'm so I had rope Raborn into organizing something for it. So what's it? Raborn is just getting kind of weird on me there, and he was like pressing me to like book a venue like way early and so forth. And I don't know what's gonna happen with that. He's just been like kind of weird on me lately. So, but like I said, I'm only organizing the sort of like inner circle venue for people that I know and trust IRL, and so those people are gonna like hang out with me. People who I don't mind putting my name on like a venue and like putting up a security deposit and shit like that. So in terms of and anybody else is just gonna like welcome to like just shack up at a motel or uh, camp out somewhere or whatever the fuck they want to do there. But I'm only going to be responsible for about 10 people, and that's where the equipment and stuff is going to be, and then we'll run the show. So, like, in my mind, like, the smaller this thing is, kind of the better, right? The max that I would want to have actually attending is like 20 people. More than that, it's not going to be a fun time. It'll just be work. But I don't think we can get 20. I think we can get 10 with like a little bit of work and me bringing some people. Which to me is like the perfect fucking weekend type thing. I'd love it if I could get. I'm gonna try really hard to get Sloth to come out. Sloth is remains one of my favorites. I'd like to fly fucking Time Cop out, but there's no way. No, they wouldn't have windows there. Page 16 of 935, that's what it said an hour ago. Is Ra okay? Ra was on like some kind of trip or something. So if you see her, let me know, and I should mail her something. Every once in a while, I try to mail something cool that I've made to Ra, just as like a thank you for all the funding there. That is 16 of 930. That is what it said an hour ago. I don't get any work done on Saturday mornings. I'm thinking about just changing up Saturday mornings to where I can just write wherever I want and just having it be like an actual weekend. But for now, we're working on the book because I don't have energy for something new. Let's see. Let me see. Yeah, I think she like sent me a message like, hey, like here's money for the month. Like I'm gonna be on a trip, so I hope they do. Rob would be welcome to come to the thing too. But there are like special considerations there. Um, let's see. Let me see. Oh, invite only and trails. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, she'll come back if she feels like it. But yeah, don't hassle that lady. She's got a lot going on. But yeah, I'm always happy to see her, and like her support has just let me do so much crazy shit. Like if you walk around my neighborhood, there are just weird eyes fucking everywhere. Um, it's gotta. Hmm. I like this edition of the cultists right here. Hmm. They're soggy with rain, and then I need to work in a way where the blood that they've painted on this the facade, yeah, isn't just washed off in the rain. You do indeed, Jesus. That's all right though. I appreciate the company no matter what. Lucifer, son of the morning. All right, it's just more mass highlighting, and then that's fine. I can deal.